Dr. Alan Graves was a man obsessed with the past. For years he worked in isolation, developing a device that could capture the echoes of time, fragments of voices from decades, even centuries before. His lab was a sanctuary of forgotten memories, filled with ancient texts and mysterious artifacts. Each day he meticulously adjusted his invention, hoping to unlock the secrets of bygone eras. The walls of his lab were adorned with old photographs and historical documents, each one a testament to his relentless pursuit. He believed that by listening to these echoes, humanity could learn invaluable lessons from history. His dedication was unwavering, and every night the dim glow of his lab light signaled another step closer to his ultimate discovery.
If you can hear this, it's already too late.
At first he thought it was a breakthrough. The voices he recorded spoke of love, loss, history itself. They whispered secrets of the past, tales of forgotten times, and stories that seemed to bridge the gap between reality and imagination. But then, the voices changed. They grew darker, more insistent, and filled with a sense of urgency that he couldn't ignore.
Alan, you need to stop listening. It's not safe anymore. The voices are not what they seem. They are leading you down a path of no return. Please, for your own sake, turn off the recorder.
The voices were no longer from the past. They were speaking directly to him. Then one night, he heard the last recording he would ever make.
Turn it off. Destroy the machine. They're coming.
The next morning, Dr. Alan Graves was nowhere to be found. His absence was first noticed by his assistant, who arrived at the lab at the usual time, only to find the place eerily quiet. The lights were still on, casting long shadows across the room, but there was no sign of Dr. Graves. His coat hung on the back of his chair, and his coffee cup, half full, sat on the desk, as if he had just stepped out for a moment. But as the minutes turned into hours, it became clear that something was terribly wrong. His lab was untouched, yet he had vanished without a trace. The equipment was in perfect order, the experiments meticulously documented, and there were no signs of a struggle. It was as if he had simply evaporated into thin air. The police were called, and an investigation was launched, but there were no leads, no clues to follow. The mystery deepened as the days passed, and the sense of unease grew among his colleagues. Desperate to understand, his colleagues played back the final recordings. They hoped to find some hint, some explanation for his sudden disappearance. The footage showed Dr. Graves working late into the night, as he often did, engrossed in his research. But then something strange happened. The screen flickered and the image distorted, as if the very fabric of reality was being twisted. They were met with an unsettling silence, followed by a chilling whisper, "He is one with the echoes now." Speculations ran wild. What did it mean? Was it a message from Dr. Graves, or something else entirely? The whisper seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once, echoing through the room like a ghostly presence. Theories began to form, each more outlandish than the last. Had he been consumed by the very forces he studied? Dr. Graves had always been fascinated by the concept of parallel dimensions and the possibility of otherworldly entities. Some believed that he had finally made contact with something beyond our understanding, and it had taken him. Others thought that he had been experimenting with forces that were too dangerous, and he had paid the ultimate price. Or had he discovered a hidden passage through time? Dr. Graves had often spoken of the potential for time travel, and some wondered if he had succeeded. Had he found a way to step outside of time, to explore the past or the future? If so, where was he now? And could he ever return? The possibilities were both thrilling and terrifying. Theories abounded, but evidence was scarce. The scientific community was abuzz with speculation, but no one had any concrete answers. Dr. Graves's research was groundbreaking, but it was also shrouded in secrecy. He had always been a private man, and much of his work was conducted behind closed doors. Now, those doors were locked and the key was missing. What remained were the haunting recordings and the lingering sense that Alan Graves had crossed a threshold, leaving behind a reality altered by his work. His colleagues couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of a discovery, something that could change everything. But without Dr. Graves, they were lost, unable to unlock the secrets he had uncovered. As days turned into weeks, the search for Graves continued, but hope dwindled. The police had no new leads, and the trail had gone cold. His friends and family were left in a state of limbo, unable to move on without knowing what had happened to him. The lab remained a place of mystery, a monument to a man who had vanished without a trace. The echoes in the recordings grew fainter, as if they were slowly fading into the void. The whispers that had once seemed so clear were now barely audible, like the last remnants of a dream slipping away. It was as if the very essence of Dr. Graves was being erased, leaving only a void in its place. The sense of loss was palpable, a heavy weight that hung over the lab and everyone who had known him. The lab was eventually sealed, the tapes archived, and the echoes left to whisper their secrets to the emptiness. It was a somber end to a once thriving place of discovery and innovation. The doors were locked and the lights were turned off, leaving the lab in darkness. The tapes were stored away, their secrets hidden from the world, perhaps forever. In the end, Dr. Alan Graves' disappearance remains a mystery. His name became a legend, a cautionary tale for those who dared to push the boundaries of science. Some saw him as a hero, a pioneer who had ventured into the unknown. Others saw him as a tragic figure, a man who had been consumed by his own ambition. But no one could deny the impact he had made. Some say he was consumed by the echoes, lost forever in a realm beyond our understanding. They believe that he had tapped into something that should have remained hidden, and it had taken him. The whispers that had once seemed so clear were now barely audible, like the last remnants of a dream slipping away. It was as if the very essence of Dr. Graves was being erased, leaving only a void in its place. Others believe he found a way to transcend time itself. They imagine him exploring the past and future, a traveller in a realm beyond our comprehension. Perhaps he'd found a way to step outside of time to explore the past or the future. If so, where was he now, and could he ever return? The possibilities were both thrilling and terrifying. But one thing is certain. His work left a mark on the fabric of reality. The echoes of his research continue to resonate, a reminder of the man who dared to explore the unknown. His disappearance remains a mystery, but his legacy lives on, a testament to the power of curiosity and the human spirit. Dr. Alan Graves may be gone, but his work continues to inspire those who follow in his footsteps, pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Some echoes are better left unheard.